Hey, good afternoon, everybody. It is July 24th, 2025, and we are in the Old Testament book of Song of Solomon, and we're going to read chapter 3 today. Okay, we started our introduction. We said there's actually a few different ways throughout history that people have tried to or interpret this book. One of the ways is that this is a Shulamite woman and Solomon. Those are our two main characters. Uh, the reason not to think that is Solomon had 700 wives, 300 concubines. Why would he pick this one woman out and write a love song to her about being about true love and all and happiness and joy, and then go out and get 999 other women? Doesn't make a lot of sense. But some people interpret it that way. In fact, I'm reading out of the New King James Version, and my pericopes in here are following that idea that it's the Shulamite and Solomon. We, on the other hand, are taking a much simpler approach and just saying, hey, you know what? Let's just take it on the face that it's a shepherdess and a shepherd boy, and they're falling in love. And that's the story that's being told to us, because I can relate more to that than I can relate to Solomon and the Shulamite. Now, if you think it's Solomon, then this chapter 3 we're getting read is the Shulamite, the female, the shepherdess, goes to sleep with longing in her heart and has some dreams about her beloved coming, and then she wakes up and we have Solomon procession comes in and takes her away. If that's what you believe this is about Solomon. If you think it's about a shepherd boy, then she goes to sleep and she has longing and thoughts, and she's dreaming about the boy, and in that dream she has this big procession coming in, like Solomon is approaching, and there's his men, and and she's excited, and there's the curtain and on the litter, and as you move it back and he comes out, it's really the shepherd boy, in Prince Charming outfit. How's that? So that's the way I'm going to interpret it. Again, you're free to do it however you want. It does change the story of how it goes. Like I say, if you think it's Solomon, then this is an actual event happening. If you don't, then I said it's a dream. And there's lots of symbology in there. I guess the modern day equivalent for the shepherd boy approach is maybe you're dreaming about someone you've got a really big crush on, or you're in love with, and you're thinking about your wedding day, and you start to think about a movie, and you're playing a part in the movie that was played by an actor, and they're playing a part by an actress, or vice versa, however you want. And you understand that, yeah, I'm seeing that person in the movie, but it's really the person that I'm in love with, that I'm thinking about. And I think that's enough for that. So this is moving into the marriage, that kind of last step. There's a lot of sexual undertones in here again. We saw a little bit yesterday. We're seeing a little bit more as we approach the wedding day. It starts to get more and more. That's anatomy. That's biology. The hormones are triggering. The emotions are going. But we want to see that refrain. Do not stir up nor awaken love until it pleases. Keeps coming through, saying, hey, you know what? Yeah, that's the way your body's working. Your body's getting excited. But you have self-control, and you're saying, you know what? That gift is waiting when I get married. That's the thrust of this. You know what? That's for later. Yeah, I'm having some thoughts. That's why God invented cold showers and baseball stats if you get too worked up. Let's go ahead. We're going to read Song of Solomon, chapter 3. By night on my bed I sought the one I love. I sought him, but I did not find him. I will raise now, I said, and go about the city. In the streets and in the squares I will seek the one I love. I sought him, but I did not find him. The watchmen who go about the city found me. I said, have you seen the one I love? Scarcely had I passed by them when I found the one I love. I held him and would not let him go until I had brought him to the house of my mother, and into the chamber of her who conceived me. I charge you, O daughters of Jerusalem, by the gazelles or by the does of the field, do not stir up nor awaken love until it pleases. Who is this coming out of the wilderness, like pillars of smoke, perfumed with myrrh and frankincense, with all the merchants' fragrant powders? Behold, it is Solomon's couch, with 60 valiant men around it, of the valiant of Israel. They all hold swords, being expert in war. Every man has his sword on his thigh, because of fear in the night. Of the wood of Lebanon, Solomon the king made himself a palanquin. He made its pillars of silver, its support of gold, its seat of purple, its interior paved with love by the daughters of Jerusalem. Go forth, O daughters of Zion, and see King Solomon with the crown, with which his mother crowned him on the day of his wedding, the day of the gladness of his heart. May God bless the reading of his word, and may God bless you. Bye.